Welcome back to part 3, Calling All Healers. Today we answer the question, what does it mean when you hear the word shift? And we also share our inspirational message out to the world. Enjoy and stay listening. So the question is, what is the shift? What does it mean to me? And where do I feel we are? I think we're right on track. I think everyone is working towards becoming more aware and more conscious out into the world. And I love where we are. I think that, YouTube is a huge piece to that. Right now, you can stay and watch garbage on YouTube. I don't, right? I look for things that will inspire me. I love the information that is out there. I think the information that is out there is part of that shift. My little kind of odd theory is that I think the shift was already taking place years ago, back in the 60s when we were burning our bras. And I think Manson, who took it out of balance, kind of put this movement back in place. And here we are emerging again. Of course, now we're running the planet, right? Because back then people were 17 and 18 and getting stoned, and now they're running our corporations. So I think we're re-emerging back into this shift. We're in a safer and a smarter and a more balanced way. So what is the shift? It's this amazing thing that you watching this video means you're part of. Raising consciousness. That's the shift. The shift happens when? From I to we, from suffering to healing, from lessons to blessings, from separation to connections, from judgment to discernment, and doubt to trust.
The next beautiful question is, what is the shift all about? And I think we're in a really big shift right now. There is a lot going on in the world. There is a lot of anger. There is a lot of emotion. And for me, when I feel all of that trying to erupt, I genuinely believe that all of us as individuals, I truly believe that our inner wounding is all trying to surface. Because what happens when we start getting in touch with what hurts us on the deepest level? To me, one of the first things that happens is that we blame everyone else for our pain. We're uncomfortable, we're angry, we're frustrated, we feel victimized, we feel like people are doing things to us and causing us pain and doing things that frustrate us. And at the very foundational level of that is not about anyone else but ourselves. So the good news about what's happening right now, from my perspective, is that these wounds are surfacing. So all these ways that each one of us as an individual, our childhood wounds, our inner child, whatever you want to call these deep pains that we have, these deep hurts, they're trying to surface. So when I look at the way everyone's judging each other and accusing each other and angry at each other, I just have to keep the faith and keep my solid ground within myself, knowing that what's really happening is that our pains are trying to come forward. And what I am setting for my intention for society, for Earth, for humanity, is that eventually we'll get to that next step, which is to come to the awareness that it isn't about everyone else, that all of this pain is all coming from these wounds inside us that we haven't honored and we haven't allowed to come forth to be acknowledged and to be healed. And I just hope that that's the next step that's coming. That's part of what I teach, and it's part of the healing work that I do. It's something that I've worked on really deeply for myself. So I just send my intention to all of humanity that one day we'll see that, and one day we'll know it's not about what's out there, it's all about what's within us. And once we accept that, and once we acknowledge that, and once we love ourselves through that, we will get over this crazy energetic craziness that we're in right now.
From my perspective and point of view, the shift is really a great awakening in the consciousness of our planet. And for me, that shows up as a shift from learning our lessons and evolving as souls, where it started first from suffering and the journey of suffering and learning our lessons from that space. And now we're moving into a period of time where we are learning and progressing and evolving through seeking more pleasurable experiences, through seeking ease and seeking deeper understanding and love rather than the suffering, struggling energy. So for me, it's really a time of awakening to deeper joy, deeper ease, deeper alignment and flow, and the marriage of the masculine and feminine energy that is divine and within us all, and allowing that dance to really continue to show up in our lives so that we no longer have to evolve and move through our journey with the suffering component. We can move through our journey and learn our lessons and evolve through grace, through flow, divine alignment, and with more pleasure and joy in our experience.
Idea of the shift. And I believe the shift is a real shift in awareness and consciousness that we actually want to change the way we're doing things. One, I think the people that are shifting are working away from technology, and that technology really takes away a lot of the simple things that we do in life. It takes away, we just push a button to turn the lights on now, and we just tell, Alexa to put the radio on. And I believe that people that are becoming more conscious with what life actually is, designed for, to love, other people, to experience, to walk through life together and to heal each other. I believe that we put those things down, we're putting those things away, we're putting those things aside because we actually see the importance of those things in our life. And we see those things that are essential to make a better world and a better place to live in. We treasure the things that are not monetary, and we treasure the things that are truly just in our heart to make this world a better place.
How would you define this shift? I know that human design really started with the whole idea of New Age. You've said this earlier. It's new. So is the shift part of this New Age? How would you define the shift for us?
I would definitely say that the shift is definitely a part of the New Age. The new human being is moving toward consciousness. So how does that show itself? Well, when we are unconscious of our behaviors, we just act out, we react. We think we're not responsible for what appears in our life, and we're responsible for every single thing that shows up in our life. What shows up in our life is a product of our creation, a product of our thoughts and our beliefs. So when you move into accepting responsibility for what is showing up in your life, now we're talking about becoming conscious. No one is a victim. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing. And I know that's a hard pill for many people to swallow, but that's the truth.
So when I think about the term the shift, I always think of it in terms of, first of all, in layers. But the first layer I would say is leaving the past behind, letting go of that, and taking great strides or even a jump into that new, brighter way of living, into that greater consciousness, that greater understanding and of renewal. And these energies that have been pouring into Mother Earth now for quite some time, the more we're in alignment with our true selves, the more we can connect with that. And our lives then unfold with a greater ease. So this shift to me means a raising of awareness, a raising of consciousness that we can all achieve in our own way and at our own pace at the right time. So just trust that.
A shift is just, a difference in tendency or, direction. We have so much at our fingertips, so much information that is available to us now, and it's so easy to shift. It's so easy to change our minds, to learn more and grow more, and it's happening at a faster rate, I think, than it ever has. To me, a shift is just shift in energy. It's a difference in energy, tendency, direction, and that's fine. The only constant is change, and if we're not growing, we're stagnant. And I believe shifts, they're important in our lives, and I feel like it's essential to growth and to life.
What does shift mean? Well, the shift that we're all experiencing, if you look back at least for me, the earliest times that I look back would be like the 60s and the 70s, when we were, free love and choosing peace and being the flower in the gun, and, all of that, and understanding that there's a better way than battle. And I think that we've come from all of that into so much more awareness. I think it's such a beautiful shift that manifesting is a common house word. At least I'm experiencing that, and friends who I haven't had conversations about enlighten with. I haven't talked to them about my spiritual practice. We're finding our way into these conversations, and they're comfortable. So that in itself has been a beautiful shift, even since I started my spiritual journey. I mean, we all have a spiritual journey. We're on the whole time. But my awareness about my spiritual journey probably started about 7 or 8 years ago. And since then, I've gone from feeling like a witch to feeling pretty normal and pretty like it's intuition is something that's now embraced. It's something that's now validated, and Reiki is happening in hospitals all across the US now. Alternative medicine is really coming into the forefront, and vegan lifestyle and being mindful of the planet. I think that there's a consciousness shift that's happened, and now I'm excited for all the doors that opens, because again, your world is only as big as you make it. And so if your world is full of all of these words and these understandings and these practices, then it's so much easier to tap into the oneness, because you don't sound like a crazy person talking about some woo-woo stuff when you're talking to your people, So I think that's been one of the biggest things in the shift that I've noticed. And there's so much more coming. It's so exciting to be a part of what's happening in the world right now, to be on this earthly plane in a body, experiencing all of this change, this beautiful change, is really exciting. So the shift is delicious, and there's so much more.
So, if I had one inspirational message to send right now, it would be that we always hear the words, "We are one." And I know I've heard those words for many years. And I think as we grow personally and spiritually, that means something on a whole different level. And I think it takes this spiritual growth and this self-awareness to really get down to what that really means. And if I had an inspirational message, it would be that once you start feeling what that truly means, that we are one, and we truly understand that anything we project out into the world, judgments that we project, anger that we project, and even love that we project, has nothing to do with that other person, because there is no other. All of those projections, all they are is projections of our own journey, of our own beliefs. And the more we open ourselves to the loving goodness of who we are, the more we see the loving goodness of what's around us, because we realize that those others aren't others. And all it is a reflection of what we feel inside ourselves. So thank you, Jeannie, so much for asking these wonderful questions. And I really look forward to hearing what other people have to share about that. And have a beautiful and radiant day.
For all of those watching, you beautiful souls, my message for you for inspiration and empowerment is first to know that your faith can be greater than your fears if you allow it, that there is an infinite creative potential that is within you. And when you allow yourself to move through your fears and into faith, that creative potential within you will align your heart with your deepest desires. And my favorite quote that sums this up beautifully: when you come to the end of the light you have known and you are about to step into the darkness, faith is knowing one of two things will happen. There will be something to stand on, or you will be taught how to fly. So my message for you all is to allow yourselves to spread your wings and fly, knowing you're supported, knowing you're loved, and knowing that your heart's deepest desires are waiting for you. That which you seek is seeking you. Lots of love and light to you. Thank you, Jeannie, for this incredible opportunity and experience to serve.
What is my spiritual message? And my spiritual message really is based upon love and loving yourself first, because in order to love others and just really have that openness for anything that you may come across is to really just endure in loving yourself, to really grow in your gifts, to grow in your talents, because that ripple is just going to go out into the world to be more love for everyone else. And that's what we're going to build upon, and that's how we're going to make the world a better place, like I talked about before. I think that when you do love yourself, you also become more intentional with what you're putting out there, and you're really just being yourself for what other people need you to be. You're not worrying about what other people are thinking. You're not worried about what other people are doing. You're worrying about really putting yourself out there to make this world a better place, to love each other, and to just really be there and walk each other home.
My inspirational message is to let everyone know, that anyone that is investigating this information, all of us have come here as light workers, or you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be connecting to what Jeannie's sharing, to what I'm sharing. The reason you are is because we are here coming in droves to change this earth. And it is a very important responsibility that we clean up our thoughts, that we see the world as healed. And I know you're conditioned to believing that we need to listen to the news and be fearful, but the truth of it is that doesn't help anyone. Here's an example for you. Don't be anti-war, be pro-peace. That's how it looks. So we can actually and have a responsibility to heal planet Earth by keeping our thoughts high, because our thoughts are way more powerful than you ever dreamed they were. They are extremely powerful. So we have a responsibility to see planet Earth is healing, and our responsibility flows outward. Keep it there.
So my inspirational message would be, follow your dreams, follow your heart, be true to yourself, be who you are, for that is who you were born to be, to unfold your life to all your inner talents, your inner wisdom, your inner joy, and really find that sense of freedom to express and be who you are. We all have choices. Make the choices that always and only feel right for you. Namaste.
So I'll end my message today with I love astrology, and it's something that I will continue to do for the rest of my life. It has brought me so much peace, healing, and self-reflection. And it's fun. It's fun for me. I love all the information that I'm just constantly taking in from astrology, and the ancient knowledge that it is. It really is just a beautiful practice, and I really do believe it's a wonderful self-reflective tool when it comes to your spiritual journey or just life in general.
So if I have one opportunity to give one message, no pressure, right? My spiritual message is, you're enough. Right now, as you are perfect. Nothing needs to be changed. Nothing's broken. Nothing's sick. Everything in your life is exactly how it should be in this moment for you to be able to learn and grow and move forward and step higher up and further into your own spiritual practice and lean into love. That's my message. Lean into love. That's it.
Okay, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to share my beautiful, hopefully spiritual message out to anyone who's watching this video. And I truly do believe that there is no limit to what you are wanting, intending, desiring for your beautiful life. I have this beautiful affirmation that I say every day, and I'm going to share it with you now. And it is, the world is superfluous in its abundance. And I truly do believe that. I wish that you would all raise or ask for more. That's my message for you today. It's all there for you. This is Jeannie Lynch. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. More videos like this on the way, more collaboration. If you would like to collaborate with me, send me a private message, and I certainly would be interested in talking to you. Bye for now. See you next video.